Good morning, y'all. I am sorry about yesterday, but as some of you know, I got to over 3K thanks to a lot of amazing people in the Girl World community. So I did a giveaway. Last Saturday, I announced 10 winners of a book giveaway. And because of the inclement weather we keep having here with snow, we thought we were going to get the worst today, and it started coming down yesterday. But we got into town, we mailed off 10 of the books, and I was very excited to be able to get 9 of them out. There's still one winner that hasn't contacted us. If by Saturday they don't get back to us, then I'm going to pick a new name and send it out to y'all. I just wanted to thank people because, honestly speaking, my goal had been to just get to 1K, get more eyes on our written work, especially the webcomic we have coming up. Have fun, call out the Heffa, find the fun side of YouTube. It really wasn't all that serious. And I know yesterday she came back to Canada and allegedly confirmed that the community tab that she made about me was the reason why she got into trouble. And I have some things I need to say just about that. A, you were a bigger channel, Chantel. Picking on a channel that at that time had about 658, and I know some of you in that 658 joined before the channel blew up, and I appreciate y'all too, you know, because I don't just do calling out the Heffa, COTH, for those of you who didn't know. I do political commentary on Twitch, and I uploaded it to YouTube for years now. I did a mental health vlog on YouTube, which I'm going to bring back soon as well. But honestly, I will say, calling out the Heffa popped off my channel. Especially after you decided to open your big mouth and talk shit about a creator that you didn't have to pay attention to. Well, we all know who is pulling those strings, Heffa. But now, on top of confirming what a lot of people were telling me, even though I still believe that some of it was that video that got reported too, you just told the internet that I triggered you. Why? If anything I said about your husband or about you wasn't true, would it be triggering? I mean, seriously. I know people warn me that you tell on yourself all the time. And like I said, I counter your nastiness in your community tab with my own proof that my life is good. My house is clean. My marriage is real. I have a beautiful child. I have a writing career. I'm doing my thing because I'm not afraid to. And I also exercise, as you can see. Because fat girl fitness is a thing, honey. And it's necessary. I can't imagine letting myself get back to where I was years ago. I was 512 pounds at my worst, y'all. And let me tell you, every day felt like I was going to lose myself to a fat trap. And listening to her in that car, acting like 40 means she's got to let herself go, dress elderly, and just doesn't care if she dies, I don't understand that attitude. You would think at 40 with an alleged husband and supposed animals she cares about, she would have more to live for. She would want to fight. And she makes a joke about how she's got to get healthier, as in her second life, because we know it was just to get money. And I'm not going to shit on people's coin. Make your coin the way you want. But let's just say the food that she was putting in her, that's not going to help her in any kind of way to be healthy. I'm not trying to diet shame because I know she'll pull that out her ass. But if you don't get yourself right, you're going to pay consequences. I like to tell people all the time, 40s are fabulous, but you also have to work on keeping yourself together. Especially if you lived any kind of harsh life, you are in a constant domino effect, and it doesn't take much. For me, hypocalcemia hit me. I didn't even realize that was a thing because I was so focused on keeping my iron levels up due to still getting menstruation. I know I'm not going to go into TMI like to have for her poop story on the airplane or farting or whatever. But it's a real thing when you have your ovaries and uterus. That happens each month. And because of that, in the group of women that have to have iron supplements. Unfortunately, while trying to keep that up so I don't have to get any more blood transfusions, I was neglecting my calcium. So now I am on calcium tablets. I'm on vitamin D tablets so the calcium absorbs better. I'm on a multivitamin as well. There's a lot you have to do to keep your ass out of the hospital and keep from having to get infusion. Because before they figured out it was vitamin D, I kept going in because my calcium kept tanking. And they were talking about installing a port, and I was like, oh, I don't want that. My aunt had to have a port because of her health issues a few years back, and it was just so rough on her. So I was so glad we figured out that it was vitamin D combined with the calcium not absorbing properly. But that's what I mean. Having the doctors tell you, having a dietitian work with you on what you can do to fix these things, and being active. Even getting out yesterday. And I know this is going to sound dumb to some people, but I know a lot of us with mental health issues already have social issues. That's why I wish the Heffa would get diagnosed. And since the pandemic, because I used to go into Walmart a lot before the pandemic, because that was my place to shop. I could bargain shop there. I stayed the hell out of stores since 2020. I would do pickup, where you can put the order in, pay for it, and then have them put it in your car for the last couple of years. I'd say I haven't been physically in a store, except I think we went to get kiddos glasses once downstate in the store. But I don't go in the stores like that no more normally. But yesterday, after dropping off the winter's boxes, we wanted to pick up some stuff just in case the snow did get bad. And when I tell you that my ass went into a mire, walked my ass around, went shopping, did not need a scooty, honey, because walking's good for you. It's a low impact exercise. And I just don't even understand why she can't even do that much. It was good. I didn't get anxiety like I thought it was. The store had plenty of people in it, but it wasn't super crowded. So it was really nice. The only thing I didn't miss about shopping in stores were those people that would stand in the aisles and talk. I don't miss that. I think it's kind of rude when you know people are walking by with shopping carts that you're just having a full-on conversation like you own the place. But that's how it is. Everybody knows those people. They can't move out the way. What they got to say is important. But it was nice because it showed me that even in short dosages, I can get over the anxiety that other people gave me. Granted, I was masked up like a motherfucker too. I don't trust nobody, and I do not want to get sick. And I know I just coughed as I said that, but allergies are a thing even in winter weather, y'all. I masked up. We got some stuff. We got back home. I'm telling you though, the roads in the in the towns over though. Not only do people in the state sometimes drive like they're freaking bats out of hell, but when we get back up to our place, it is such a change of pace because there's barely any cars on the road. You might see a tractor or two every once in a while, or a log truck, but you don't really see that many people on the road. So I'll take the crazy icy weather and less people any day. I just want to really thank everybody who has supported not only these Fitbangs, my calling out the Heffa, some of my other efforts that I've put on this channel, because I honestly did not think I would ever pop off like this. I wasn't expecting the Heffa to ever even acknowledge me, and now I know I triggered her. But I think that giving up at our age is ridiculous. Even Glitter and Lasers, even though I don't want to give her too much credit, because like I've seen in other reactors covering her said, that shit she just did was basically covered by sponsors. I probably will never be sponsored because I am ratchet. I'm not even gonna lie. I call out stuff that don't work. I don't want to be sponsored anyway. I don't want to have to break for a fucking ad. It's just weird. But she did a 5K. Took her about over an hour. Just a bit over an hour, I think. Whew. She did the thing. Granted, we don't see what people do when the cameras are off. And that's why I said, I like being unapologetically honest. Even if I'm working out in my PJs, even if you see my dental damage, I don't have a reason to lie. Now, I could, if I had the want to, tape off 5 days that I exercise. But I show with my physical activities and the fact that I can do this while talking, that I'm not lying about that. You will never see a mukbang on my channel. Why? I don't like the sound of chewing, A. But B, I don't eat enough food to do a mukbang. I really do keep it to what the doctors say. Small portions, whew, at least 3 whole meals a day. A snack, but don't go crazy and try to limit night eating. Which if you're having a partner who cares about you and watches over you, you don't need that shit anyway. Emotional eating comes from being emotional. Let me put these here for a bit. I only try to do 10 minutes right now because I'm still trying to get back into the full routine. But emotional eating is something I used to do when I was in a really bad way. It was a crutch. It was a escape. And when you have better avenues to escape, whether it's music, writing, art, there's a young person that I'm going to showcase on Saturday because they're an amazing artist. And this isn't to knock those of you who struggle. You know, if you're struggling right now with food addiction or any addiction, I got your back. But I feel like versus Chantal, who puts that out there and represents what it's like to be addicted to food negatively, I don't think anybody who's struggling and not showcasing it has any reason to feel offended when I call her out. And I think a lot of us don't. I've been lucky to get so many amazing messages from people. And yes, y'all, I don't care if your comments are long. I'm literally a writer. I like reading, you know. And so many of you have shared your stories, your triumphs, your struggles, your past. Because that's what social media, even places like YouTube, is supposed to be. You're supposed to feel like you can find people who might not have walked the same path as you, but can understand. Like what I said about surviving domestic violence. It's not easy to talk about. It's something that I wish I could just put it right in my mind and never relive some things. But knowing that I'm not the only one, and knowing that I got out, and knowing that my life is better, I want to show people who might be in the position where they want to get out, but they don't know if they can. They're on their way out, but they're afraid. Because trust me, I know what looking over my shoulders for over 18 years feels like because of how I got away. I just don't want people feeling alone. And the internet, even though it's supposed to be a place where we all connect, a lot of people can feel ostracized and alone. And it's not fair. So many people just want to be heard. Just want to feel a part of something that they might not be able to be offline because of social anxiety, because of how they feel about themselves. And if I can help people by being my unapologetic self, whether people think I'm ugly, whether they want to ding me or not, feel worth being here, then I know I'm doing a good job. Because so many of you are worth being here. So many of you are worth the time to talk to. And I might not always get to all of you, and I wish I could. But I know that you're out there. I know that you're watching. I know that you're chatting and commenting. And it may take me a few days to get back to every comment I can. And I know other creators are like, Diane, you don't have to do that. And I know. And I don't expect any other creator to do that. But I was the same way when I was on Twitter. Before I gave Twitter up because it's toxic, I tried my best to respond to people because I wanted them to know these aren't just a number to me. These aren't just a way to pat my ego or elevate my platform. I hope that you want to join this community. We've done it ourselves, the bond again, y'all. I like being called Girl World Auntie. I think this community gets a lot of shit because, oh, you just pick on the same two fat ladies, or you pick on people who are struggling. No. Many of us pick on the people who lie about their struggles. Many of us pick on the fact that they put their lives or lack of lives out there. They want to be e-celebs, but they don't realize they're like real celebs. That opens them up to gossip, speculation, especially when they lie so much. I think it's hilarious that anybody who does that thinks that they're allowed to control what people think. Like I said, being online for as long as I've been online, I realize that I'm not everybody's cup of tea and I'm good for that. Don't have to be your cup of tea, especially if you just leave me the fuck alone. But the moment you want to bring things my way, unless I know it hurts you more by ignoring you, because some of yous get that way too. Let me use a big mat. Uh-oh, my weights fell. I'll pick it up after I'm done. I want to keep this momentum going. But some people really do get more mad at you paying them duff. I've learned after dealing with internet haters, people who smiled in my face on Twitter and tried to pump me up, all the while talking mad shit or literally trying to figure out where I am so they can help people harm me. I don't really try to develop deeper relationships with most because of that. So the tricks that I really learned to hurt some people's ego is just not kick it with them. Don't acknowledge them, keep it pushing. And I know it's hard for some people. If you got somebody literally digging at you, this ain't advice for you. I'm always about fighting back if you feel like fighting back, and I'm only mama to one person in this world. But I do think that there are just some people out there that they get an ego boost from starting shit, getting somebody mad at them, and having a back and forth. So I just think that for me, as long as I'm having fun with this shit, I'm going to keep doing things my way. I'm going to do these Fitbangs. I'm going to do my bonnet chronicles. I'm going to do my bonnet reacts. I'm going to have a lot of fun on here because this place can be and is fun. I honestly think that the bad rap that we get from people who support little animal abusing, food and men abusing, or female partner abusing if you're the Oklahoma heifer, will never understand that we're calling out their actions. We can't call them out truly because they change with whatever mood or person they're with. I don't know Chantal. I don't think I'm ever going to know Chantal because she doesn't know Chantal. And she's so afraid to get the help she needs so that she can stop being sad and trying to throw her life away at 40 and understand that Club 40 is amazing. You're supposed to get to a point where you know yourself well enough and don't have fucks to give. Where you can be happy no matter what, where you are or what you look like in life. Because you've made it this far and you're kicking ass. But she could never. And that is why that car, I returned to Canada nonsense doesn't interest me right now because, honestly speaking, she's playing a character for those who will pony up to see her self-destruct. And that's the only thing I could take from that. When you are that defeated and you just turned 40, what the fuck could somebody that don't even know you and you don't even know them tell you to open your eyes? She needs serious mental health help. There are times where y'all don't see my ass, and that's because I am focusing on my mental health. There is no reason not to when you have a serious mental illness. And as I've told people, and I've said it on a panel, I live with schizoaffective disorder. That is schizophrenia, bipolar disorder. It gives manic depression, but it also gives manic up. It gives you sometimes having paranoid feelings, paranoid thoughts, voices. It is an ongoing life struggle. So you have to have a routine, whether it's routine sleep, routine exercise. We're up in my house by 8 a.m. the latest, most mornings. This morning I was up at 7:15 getting stuff together because that's how my mind works. It is a way to keep things functioning so that by 8 or 9 o'clock I know, okay, it's time to start winding down. Sometimes I don't listen to that and I'll stay up listening to people or talking to people, and as long as I'm in bed by midnight or 1 the latest, I can really get still enough sleep to get up on time. But sleep is so vital because it doesn't just heal your mind, it rests and repairs your body. I even talk about that in the story a little bit, and I'm doing more in the second novel, the sister book to the first one. How even though a lot of the characters don't need to rest, rest mode helps everyone. It just gives you a break from the day. And especially if you've had a rough day at work or a rough day at school or anything. And too many people take sleep for granted. For me, I, after 40, learned to love getting rest. I learned to love staying on my schedule. And even once kiddo graduates, I'm going to stay on that schedule because it really does help keep your mind focused. It really does make it where there's no excuse. I know from 11 a.m. to 12 noon, that is my open block for exercise, for getting stuff together. I know that Saturdays before I go live, it's clean and get everything together. I know that keeping to everything I'm doing will make my life so much easier. And I think that too many people don't give themselves the chance. And no, you don't have to write it down in your journal. I've always laughed at that idea that, oh, I got to journal what I'm going to do in a day. I'm too busy doing what I'm going to do in a day to write it down. I don't think I need to chronicleize that, oh, I cleaned my house like it's a big deal. Or, oh, I'm exercising. Or, oh, I put a banana in me with some oatmeal for breakfast. You know? I think if it's what you need to mentally motivate yourself, please don't take this as me directly mocking you. Because I know some people, for them writing it down and seeing that accomplishment might make y'all feel good. But we all know the girls ain't doing it for that reason. We know it's just a stick. And I feel like it spits in the face of those of us who are really getting it done. Who know that this is not just a quick journey. This is literally a full lifetime change. Lifestyle and everything. You have to be willing to commit to this for the rest of your days. Activity helps. You don't want to be out of breath just talking, or in Foodie's case, eating. You don't want to be able to travel and not have to worry about, well, do I need to buy 2 seats? You don't want to be in a car without a proper seatbelt, because that shit's dangerous. There was so much to being a fat woman in my life that there were times when I was much bigger, I truly regret it. But I realized that I don't have to be held back by that anymore because I'm doing a thing. And even if the weight loss is slow though, it's better than none. And I think that too many people want rapid without realizing that rapid means you will gain it back. It's almost clinically proven that rapid weight loss I forget the percent that I read in the last study, but I know it was over 80% of people with rapid weight loss but don't undergo help for the other underlying problems, like why you need food as a crutch. Are you an emotional eater? Do you believe you have to clean the plate to feel done and full type? When you do stuff like that, it doesn't matter how much weight you lose from a shake or a pill or an injection, it will come back. And so some people, it'll come back threesome, quadruple some. I tell people all the time, I got down to my goal weight in South Carolina. My family pushed me. I had a pool, I walked, I had a bike. But once I got up here to Michigan, especially, because when we lived in North Carolina briefly, I did my daily walks in the morning, even though, you get those people that want to walk with you or talk at you even though you got headphones on. But the thing is, when I got up to Michigan, it was rough. The first few years, yeah, I got out a little bit, but I really didn't know people. The anxiety started to get to me. Then when everything went to shit with the pandemic, I was like, nope, I'm not doing this no more. I am holding up. I don't want to deal with this. I stayed in, I cooked a lot, and I was sedentary. Now when you do that, no matter how small your stomach is, you're going to gain weight. So I put on the pandemic pounds. I made a nurse laugh the other day when they were weighing me. It was like, oh, the pandemic pounds are finally coming down. And she was like, girl, I know it. I did it too. I baked bread. I did all that stuff. We even traded bread recipes. My thing is, being sedentary did more damage to me than eating did because I was active. And when you go from being active to inactive, the damage to your body it's not just visible. And I didn't want to be out of breath. And I definitely didn't want to be on oxygen. I just wanted to get to a point where getting down on the floor again to do yoga didn't give me crippling fear that I was going to need help getting back up. And I think too many people take for granted that right now for Chantel, it's got to be hard. The pressure she's putting on her back, especially her spine, has got to be insane. The pressure she's putting on her heart and her lungs without taking that seriously. And I never want to be at that point ever again. Because when I was my biggest, that was a realistic feel. And I have dodged a lot of bullets, thank goodness. I have been very lucky that as far as health-wise, the more serious thing besides the anemia was the hypocalcemia, but you can't keep playing with a loaded gun. And I tell people all the time, low impact exercise when you have too much weight on your frame can be done, should be done, because it builds you up for more intense things later. It gets you going in a way that you start feeling it inwards before you can ever see it outwards. My hair, my nails are healthier from exercising. And I know that changing my diet helped that too. But I can tell you right now that a lot of mental and physical and inner change came when I stopped making excuses and just started trying. I think too many people think, well, I gotta be able to run a 5K if I want to lose weight. No, you just need to walk. You just need to ride or water exercise. Water aerobics, I'm telling you right now, for me, burnt so much more calories than even riding this bike will for me. And walking, when I lived in North Carolina, because they had those hill-like streets where the sidewalk was slant, you would walk up it, arms going, and then you would go down super fast. It was great. Don't shame yourself if the only thing you can do is low impact anything, or exercise, cardio, because you got to start somewhere. And like I tell people all the time, when I first started on this bike, 10 minutes was all I could take. I was so out of shape. It fucking sucked. And there was no way I could sit here and talk even a year and a half ago because it was hard to keep the breaths in. But you see me now, being able to do at least 30 to 40 minutes on the bike and letting you know that it's possible. It just takes slow building. It takes dedication. It takes finding a spot in your day where you can just blank an hour. And even if you don't use that hour, even if you only do a couple of minutes and then you spend the rest of the hour just relaxing your mind, meditating, envisioning what you want to do next, going from 10 to 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 and then up to a full hour. You can do it. Dedicate that time. I'm telling you, you won't regret it, especially if you're doing low impact to build up. I think way too many people see fitness as a way to just look good. And I never thought about it that way. I'm sorry. I really don't ever want to be viewed as somebody who traditionally looks good. It's subjective, I know. But I want to feel good. And as long as I feel good inwardly, what I look like outwardly to me doesn't fucking matter. What matters is being able to just walk with my partner and match pace. To be able to not break out into a fucking sweat in a grocery store, whether it's from anxiety or just walking around the store. Which I did yesterday, and I'm sorry, that shit felt good. It felt so fucking good to be able to do normal things like a normal person. Because I'm telling you, when I was in death fat status, I didn't feel like a normal person. I really felt like a monster, and I know now that that was mental, and I know the doctor told me to stop holding on to that, but it is a reality for those of us who, we still show the visible signs no matter what. I still got rolls of skin here. I still feel sometimes when I wake up that, oh my God, what if I'm still in that place where I can't barely move because of my size? And I know that that helps me push harder instead of shutting me down. It really does help when you realize that you don't have to give up. even when it hurts. I'm not gonna act like there ain't days of pain. That would be a fucking lie. But I do think that there are less days now that I've become physically active and stick to it. I honestly feel like, sweat, sorry. Too many people take for granted that you can find ways, whether it's yoga, just meditating on pain days even, to get to a better mental place so that you can do more physical activity. But y'all, I'm going to get ready to go, get some more stuff today done. This weather is getting on my nerves because I really want to get my seeds planted, but you know what? I respect Mother Nature. I ain't going to fuck with her because she'll just dump a ton of snow on us again. Let me get this weight up. Oh, Lord. Like I said, I'm not afraid to be myself. I don't hide that I'm still big. I don't hide anything because I'm not ashamed of it. I think that's the difference between me and these heifers. They can play those games. I won't. I like being honest with y'all about my struggles, about my triumphs, about everything, because that's what this is all about. And if I can help more people realize that activity is possible no matter what size you are, I'm doing good. But I'm going to see y'all later. I got a lot to do today and want to listen in on people's streams too while I'm doing it and get myself together. But thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll see you again soon.